Hello everybody, welcome back for StarCraft 2 action. And in the blue trunks, it is Maru going up against Serral. Oh yes. The classic. Not quite El Classico, because I looked at a Legalag for a little bit, because they have met before. Every time we hyped it up, and Fear Dragon every time was right that it would be anticlimactic, and it was. And so I looked at the stats, or at least their record together, and Serral has won almost 5 times as much series, or as many series, as Maru has versus each other. 19 to Serral, only 4 to Maru. Serral, of course, highest rated Zerg vs Terran player in the world. Maru is the highest rated TVT player, and we did see that come out in the previous 2 games we saw out of Maru. But we haven't seen much of his Zerg versus Terran just yet. So let's see what he brings to the table. Game 1 starts us off on Whispers of Gold. So we're going for a normal 13 Overlord. That's a thing I'm going to be looking for in most of the Zerg matches that are coming up. Like, are they playing the 13 Overlord? Are we doing the new modern, maybe hyper modern 15 Overlord? When is it good? When is it not? Maru gonna put down his command center on the gigantic sprite, and is getting a Reaper as well. Most likely just gonna go into that Hellion Reaper, and then it's a bit of a toss-up. Is he going to go for a Banshee? Is he going to go for second barracks? Is he going to go for Liberators? Maybe he wants to go for an early drop play with the Hellions. Maybe he goes for Hellbats. He can do a lot. Could even go for the Battlecruiser build. It's a thing. It could work. Reaper comes in. Is eyeing up 1 kill. It's always a question if the Reaper is gonna get one. Serral here did make the 4 lings because his queens are a little later. And... wait. Oh, wow. Oh, no, there it is. I was like, where's that other red drone? I didn't think... if you build a building, the drone doesn't come out full health. So I was like, huh? Where's the red drone? Did it heal up that fast? But no. Serral hid it in a tiny corner underneath the UI. Smart. He's a gamer after all. All because of that isometric perspective that we use for StarCraft 2 and a lot of, well, similar games. It's a topic that came up lately in the Dota 2 community, which is kind of funny. Where they're like, huh, why does the team that spawns at the bottom of the map always seem to have a higher win rate, even if the map is practically mirrored? Well, it's not that hard, right? It's because you're playing up. You have the UI, and also you can put, let's say, 8 siege tanks over here and fit them, and you can only put like 6 in the same box. Because you just see more than you see over here because of perspective. You can even see it more if we zoom in. So it's just a little easier playing up than playing down. Hellion Reaper coming out. They look for a couple droney kills. They do get a couple shots. And the Hellions are being left at home. Just in case Serral sneaks across a couple links. Somebody pointed that out in the comments at the Serral versus Clem games, if I recall correctly. Maybe it was even... no, I think it was Serral Clem. Or maybe it was Serral Spirit. I think they pointed out on Serral Spirit. Ooh, this Overlord. He's gonna die, but he did get a full scout now, didn't he? Fake cloak being researched, and this Viking, wow. Going out across the map, picking off an Overlord, another Overlord about to die here for Serral. A little supply block because of that, but he's making the Overlords, getting the creep out as well. And a lair is now starting up. We see a Baneling Nest, extra gas being added on for Serral. He's happy with his mineral saturation on 3 bases and is now ready to add gas units and gas tech. Oh, we see these spores coming up for Serral because he did see an upgrade on the starport with a tech lab, so he could be sussing out some banshees. No banshees. But when he sees the lip, probably not going to cancel his spores. They're still pretty useful, especially on this Whispers of Gold map. It's a pretty big main with a lot of airspace, so having 2 spores there at some point, not going to feel bad at all. Oh man, he's actually rerouting this one spore crawler from the main. Ooh, this Liberator gets 3 kills? Doing a good job. I don't know how the other kills went down. Oh, it's probably the Hellions running into the 3rd. But this Liberator's being super annoying. Ooh, gets 1 shot on the Queen. The 3rd base has landed for Maru here. And this spore, Maru. Thought he was out of range, but definitely was not out of range. The Lings running across. Maru feels like he doesn't have enough units here, but with the SCVs meat shielding it up, they can definitely take that fight versus the Serral Lings here. Double Evo, finishing up in 1-1 will start, but Maru is way ahead in the upgrades. This is now a full wall. Actually, a little hole. Oh, nice little bailing run by planned here for maybe the 3rd base or into the natural, but the tank is ready. More tanks are coming up. And so Maru is making tanks into Serral that is going a Ling Bane without anything else. Just Ling Bane. We've seen him do this a couple times. He's on 9 queens, regardless of that queen nerf. Or, well, the cost was nerfed. The queens are still as good as ever. And the Banelings roly-polying on into the mineral line. Boom, bada-bing. Get 10 SCVs. On the other side of the map, this drop is getting pushed off of creep. Transfuses go down, keep the queens alive. And some hits even going into the medevacs. Enough queens there to actually kill Marines. You don't see that every day. It's kind of a critical mass thing where if you have enough queens, you can suddenly kill Marines. And then, well, the Marines die and the medevac doesn't have a lot of healing to do. Well, you can try to heal a dead man, but it doesn't do that much. See a reactor coming out, and I was looking for it. Drilling claws. So Maru switching into the Widow Mines. Nicely, seamlessly transitioning into the Widow Mines style. Just has the 2 tanks to anchor himself at his 3rd base. I like that play a lot. 5th base coming out for Serral here. The creep looking pretty good. He's over the middle of the map already. Yeah, Serral just taking his side of the map and a little more. Hive coming out already when 1-1 is just about to finish. 2-2 is already halfway done for Maru, though. Big catch here from Serral. He's ready with his army off of creep. Takes that fight. He's like, if I take it now, you just can't push onto my creep. So even though fighting on creep would be slightly more efficient. Ooh, this looked like Swarmos for like a fraction of a second for me. Always on the brain. But look at that, dude. Not a lot of Zergs would be ready to pounce off a creep just so readily as Serral just was. 83 drones and only lost 5 of them this game, so he's very aware that his economy is booming out of control and that he can take slightly inefficient trades to keep his map position as good as possible. Oh, this medevac. An HP, but the triple medevac drop gets out. We see a quadruple mine drop here. That is pretty cool in the mid-game. With the drilling claws, they could do a lot of damage, but end up not getting any mine hits on the drones. And because of the Overseer, this mine doesn't do anything as well. I mention it every time we see Widow Mines do something cool, but I like doing that in team games as well, where you do the drops and then you just put one on a ramp. And you just set it and forget it. And usually it will get a lot of kills just randomly from units, from every unit, from any opponent. Trying to bunch up and try to help, etc. There's just more units, so AoE just becomes stronger. More workers to kill after all. Ooh, a lot of Widow Mines. really deep Widowmine line, actually. But Serral, oh my god, look at this. Picks off 2 of them, 3 of them. That is really nice. Now those don't get another hit, and Maru has to make more, send more across the map, reburrow them. It's a lot of APM required. And at the back of that, Serral just almost has his 2-2, keeps making Lings and Banes. And he's just telling Maru, if you want to get on my creep, you're going to have to pay for that with a lot of blood. Because the bolts have already been destroyed, the mines are already gone, and now a lot of the bio has also been destroyed. Maru did get a 4th base with a PF, so his economy is looking a-okay. I'm kind of expecting a 5th CC to go down any time now. And off of 2 fact, 8 barracks, Maru is now going into the 3-3. He's gonna have that timing. 2-2 now finishes up for the Zerg, so the trades for Serral are going to be even better. How many mines do we have? We have 7 mines on the field. But this is the only pressure point Maru has. Serral dealing with the 2-prong attacking very well. Maru just kind of gives up on it. He's like, well, attacking at 2 sides, it's just not working, so I'm just going to consolidate my army and hope to get enough bio so that I can, well, just incinerate Lings before they get onto me. Serral committing off of creep again, but nice retreat there. Nice parasitic bomb onto the medevacs as well. These Vipers here just to deal with these medevacs. They are expensive. And usually the Terran only has 1 starport. And they want to do other things with that starport. They want to start adding on libs. Ooh, a lot of dropper lords here in the corner. Can Serral put some pressure onto the main base of Maru? Ghost Academy is coming down. Maru has a small force here. Just distracting Serral enough to run onto the creep here at the bottom, but Serral's ready. He's mirroring him perfectly. And even Hydra's now added on. They get the Wave Dash upgrade, and the Lurkers are, or the Lurker Den is underway. +1 range is underway with +3 Carapace. So prioritizing the range, definitely wants to switch into a lot of Lurkers, but 3-3 is about to finish for Maru. He is maxed. He can do a lot of damage here. He can get really good trades. Serral does clean up a bunch of the mines in the middle of the map, but Maru's entire army is here, and it has 3-3, so it's really good at trading right now. Do have adrenal glands on the Lings, though. The Banelings come in, and they are soaking up all of that damage, and Serral just has no stop. He just has too many units. Oh, nice Widowmine hit. Cleans up almost all of the melee units, and the bio still stands. But look at the medevac count. Not looking good now, is it? All of them are red. All of them are out of energy. And if these Hydras and or Vipers get any opportunity, they will deal with the medevac problem. And then, well, it's going to go down from there. All of these red units have to get out of there. Boost out of there. Maru tucks his tail, and Serral seems to have defended with his adrenal glands. +2 Zerglings, and the +3 Carapace is about to finish. And we see the yoinkination of this siege tank. Now only 1 remaining. Ooh, the ghosts are being added on here. Nice SimCity here from Maru. Can retreat into the depots, reducing the surface area by a lot. Now we see these dropper lords still just kind of chilling. Serral's kind of like, if I have some time, I'll rally some Lings. I'll make some Banes. Maybe even just get my Lurkers into your main base. We've seen him do that multiple times. Lings start burrowing. And Maru now only just flying over his 5th base. Serral sitting pretty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 bases. Yes, I can count. Just takes a little effort. Serral now trying to force himself off of creep. Trying to force this lead into a snowball. Maru trying to max out. And as long as Serral is maxed and trading, it's kind of good for him. Especially now with all of his upgrades finishing up. Maru does not have any upgrades. Well, he couldn't upgrade anymore, right? Like if Terran could get +4, that would be kind of nutty. Ooh, Baneling landmines do get found out. Ooh, but Serral gets the pounce and forces that 5th base to lift. Wave dashes forward with the Hydralisks and clicks down the CC. Some SCVs have to let their life float away. And Maru does the double expand thing that I like it when Zerg do it, but I guess I also like it when Terran does it, because now, by meagerly defending the top, he kind of receives the bottom. Serral, has he made any lurkers? He has not made any lurkers. He's been doing the lurker upgrades. He has both of the lurker upgrades already. But he just hasn't really made any lurkers. Maybe he thinks the ghost count is too high. 7 ghosts. As you can see, the medevac count has been replenished, but it's costing Maru dearly. Starting to finally bank up some money and maybe get comfortable in this game. He has a 5th base as well. Nidus Worm is getting put down into the main base here by Serral. But is there anything in that Nidus Worm? Or is it just a fake? Is this just to take away the attention? There's some cracklings in there. They start to unload right away. During that, Serral also attacks into that fresh 5th base. And, oh, wave dashes away out of the ghost snipe range. That is a nice usage. And, ooh, burrows his lings there. Wastes another scan and another decent trade there from Serral. Maru trying to get up this base at the top as well. Makes another CC. Maybe he can make an incursion into the bottom and contest one of the corner bases. Maru stims up a ramp here. Scans in front. Tries to clean up the creep, but the creep is on either side of his army right now. Couple Widow Mines still in the game, but only 5. See a big emphasis on the ghosts and the bio units. Ooh, Serral gets another Widow Mine to shoot his shot. And EMPs go down. And the Vipers do not have any energy remaining. Morlings and Banes running on in. The PF gets shut down and the Hydras in the back, dishing out the damage, getting their +3 almost, and the wave dash out. And look out, Maru. If you just run head strong into Serral here, you're going to get F-smashed into the face. Nice scan into SCVs, not doing enough damage to kill the +3 armor Ling. That happens sometimes. Deceptively strong units, because SCVs don't benefit from attack upgrades. Crazy. And Serral, wow, wave dashes forward, goes for the kill, clicks down the medevacs first, making sure that all of this bio can't retreat. The 5th base is down, and Maru doesn't have a new 5th base to establish himself. Just doesn't have the army. And Serral takes game number 1 after taking some really, really good trades. Let's take a look. Well, he did lose a little bit more, but just Maru couldn't keep a 5th base alive, just couldn't quite keep the income. Look at the patches. He does not have a base running right now with all of his patches remaining. Where Serral still has this one, he still has this one, and he has this one. It's a pretty big lead. And for game number 2, we load up into UltraLove with Serral and Maru switching colors for a little bit just to make sure that this fight is not lore accurate. But Serral did end up taking that first game on Whispers of Gold with a pure Lingbane style going into Hydra Lurker. But like not rushing the Hydras really. Going for 2-2 for melee and then going into the Hydras and the Lurkers. Well, we never really saw any Lurkers, but he was ready to get Lurkers. Felt like it was prioritizing the Vipers over the Hydra count to really deal with the medevacs. And then getting Hydras a little later when Liberators start being more likely. And, well, it doesn't really make sense to make them into Ghost, but still. It's nice to have them on the field as well, deal with the medevacs a little bit better. You know, Hydras do a lot of damage. And you can make Lurkers at any moment. Like, the potential is there, right? If you have the Nidus, suddenly Maru's like, that could be Lurkers in there, because I've seen the Hydras. And for Maru, looked like he had a pretty good game plan. I liked how the game was going for him. Didn't get the most drone kills with his opener, but also got everything he wanted. Got super fast upgrades. And then with the upgrades, he was able to do really strong pushes. But Serral was just kind of able to punish it. I think especially the first move out with 1-1. Serral just kind of, bam, got him off of creep. Got a bunch of marine kills, delayed that push a lot. And then Maru tried to do the Clem fancy footwork with 2 groups of units, but Serral was so ready for that. He was not doing any techie play at all. He was just getting Lings, Banes, and upgrades, and Queens, and being in position. And it's just kind of predictable to some degree that, yeah, you're just going to attack at 2 sides where my bases are, most likely. And then I'm going to be in position, and if I'm not, I'm just going to run away with my stuff for 2 seconds, and then my Lings and Banes and Queens will catch up. The Reaper gets into the natural once again. Ooh, does not get that drone, but does get 2 spore cancellation. So that's a little bit of money lost. Not too much. Let's not overstate it. Third base for Serral is down. And we see a quick third CC for Maru on the map with the factory behind. Let's see what Maru goes into. I wouldn't fault him for trying to play a similar game to game 1. I also wouldn't fault him for going something super aggressive, going like proxy racks, but we might see that in the third map. Maru has 2 games to lose after all to kind of figure out his shit. Starport's coming out and some Hellions. Serral sends across these Lings. Let's see if they can do anything, or if the Hellions stay at home and behave like good boys. Speed about to finish. 4 Lings that can kill this fresh mule. They can kill the SCVs. And they run in. The moment speed finish is kind of unfortunate here for Maru. And the SCV gets clicked down. The Ling goes into the main even for a scout. Serral just getting everything with gravy. Getting 3 SCV kills and full scouting information. And ooh, 5 SCVs. 5 SCVs for 4 Zerglings, even though you have 4 Hellions now. Rough, dude. Full scouting as well. Start building these buildings a little further back, Terran players. Come on. Don't want to get scouted like that. I know that Overlords give free vision anyways, but I have to do it some games, but that was a sick run by Serral, putting him in a great position. 40 to 30 workers. And a third orbital just finishing up, so Maru is going to get an extra mule. Kind of like this Viking still, killing this Overlord. I don't know if it's worth delaying any other air unit, the Liberator again for Maru, but I personally kind of like it. Killing Overlords, it's just annoying for the Zerg. Like, if you keep these Overlords around, it makes it a little easier on the Zerg. Right? Like, if you have this Overlord here and you just see a big push walking out, you're like, oh, well, cool. I saw that. This Overlord has been spotted, and the Viking will promptly come over and try to deal with this. A lot of Hellions on the map this time around. 8 Hellions for Maru. Double Evo underway. You see that the engineering bays have been delayed for Maru this time around. The SCV losses had to be recuperated first. And this Liberator, oh my god, he's going to fly into a Spore, and the Queen is also ready. Serral has his eyes on the minimap. Now, the Freedom Zone does come out, but Maru doesn't even get a shot off. My god, Serral is on his... you know what. Vikings coming in. I don't know if that Viking's going to do anything. Maybe you land it and you kill like a drone or 2. Ooh, Freedom Zone comes out. Oh, it does get landed. Let's go, Viking! Go! Do it! Do it! Oh my god, I got A moved. It's killing, or it's getting killed by the Queen. Oh no. Oh. Punkle Tempest actually doesn't get it. Liberator did end up going down. Do we have any drone losses? 2 drone losses total. That is rough. And now 4th base going down. We see tanks coming out again for Maru, who just looks to be doing a standard-ish build that he just likes doing. Maybe it is good versus Serral if things go your way, but things aren't going your way, Mr. Maru. So what's the follow-up plan here? We're just going to build 2 more barracks and send it. 1-1 is halfway done here. We have Stim, but no combat shields. And all Maru has is a bunch of Hellion on the opposite side of the map. First couple medevacs are coming out, though. So maybe, baby. Oh, this tank wants to get to the other side of the map. Armory's building, and a 4th command center is building. So Maru, instead of trying to hit a sharp timing, is gearing up for a long game. He's like, well, if you're maxed, you're maxed. If you have money, you have money. I'm just going to out-trade you and outplay you in the longer game. This is UltraLove, and we can split the map pretty conveniently. Serral on his side of the map even has some banelings for safety. Speed banes are here. 1-1 did just finish up, if I'm correct. 2-2 could start at any moment. Even a macro hatchery coming out for Serral, because he wants to get more Ling Bane on this map. Wow, high energy queen does get taken down. Transfuse misses. And slow banelings are no match for Maru Marines with +1 and stim. So a nice trade there from Maru. Serral getting that corner base. He's like, I got map control for days. And takes a 5th base. Wouldn't mind seeing him take another one. Oh my god, the move. Command Marines. The Terran Classic. And Serral, again, not afraid to go off of creep to punish Terrans for their tardiness. And we do have 7 Hellbats here. And Hellbats are always kind of a neat leftover from the early to mid game, because they can deal with Lings and Banelings pretty well in low numbers. Of course, they will get blown up by the Banelings, but those are not Marines that are dying, and you had them left over anyways. I don't know if it's worth it to keep them in Hellion form instead and just try to kite. Probably depends on how many shots from a Hellion you need to kill a line of Banelings. Probably too many, because we don't see Terrans do it. But maybe the Hellbat is just a bait, who knows. I always feel like it's pretty strong, especially against like Ling run-bys and stuff. If the Zerg is trying to be over-aggressive, suddenly those Hellbats get the value, baby. Because they kill infinite Lings with any amount of medevacs near them. Maru goes out for a little creep devastation. And that will serve him right later in the game, although Serral starts respreading right away. Serral, so many units. Holy moly, 160 Lings on the map. That's completely fine. 6 Dropper Lords coming up, so Serral showing how he wants to play Zerg versus Terran right now. He's like, I'm all about that mass Ling Baneling, getting my hive a little later. Then I'll get the Vipers and the Dropper Lords, apparently. And then I'll get the Hydralisk Den after. So fully expecting to see +3 carapace and +1 range. Again, Dropper Lords are slightly into vision. Couple times. Just a little yoink, and double medevac drop does go into the main. We have 3 turrets here already. And wow, Maru just knows what's coming up. Big Ling drop gets taken down before it even had a chance to land. And Maru, you can kill all of this if you are just confident. The other side of the map, though, Serral takes full advantage of the distraction that he just created with his big Ling drop. And Maru loses a base almost for free. Oh, what a mine! Oh my god, this would have mine. 14 Baneling kills. He's saving the Dominion a little bit there. At least they can go back to insurance and be like, well, yeah, we lost the PF, but we tried, okay? We tried. We locked it up tight. This Widow Mine saw everything. Dropper Lord's still alive, so we could see another Zergling drop happening into the main of Maru. Maru revealing himself at the top side here, and Serral comes back with a lot of Zerglings. Maru retreats. Building more CCs. He's playing this as slow as he can. He's just trying to be annoying. And he knows, or he thinks, that he can't kill Serral right now. And that he probably has to look for his luck later into the game. Not try to push too much right now. Widow Mine gets a decent hit. Siege tag. Ooh, nice job there by Serral. The whole position in to move the 1 Ling. A modern classic, I would say. Didn't used to do that back in the day. And Vipers here making sure that these tanks are not going to be useful at all with the blinding clouds. Ling Baneling just running into the third base, and the Banelings making sure that these SCVs don't come home to their wife and children, or their husband and children, of course. Third base, though, did go down completely. Banelings doing bonus damage to buildings, making them pretty good at going into mineral lines and causing maximum havoc. Did see a counterattack by Maru, try to kill anything that they can find, but nothing significant. Serral cleanly taking his side of the map and contesting Maru's side bases at the same time. What a fearsome Zerg to play into. The Lings and the Banes try to hit these Marines. They get picked up, and now the Widowmine also gets secured. Maru has a small force on the right, whilst using his main force, the top left. We see Ghosts added on into the army as well, 3 at a time, but that's a lot of Banelings. They poling on in, and the Ghosts and the Marines actually getting split quite nicely there. And now Serral has to retreat. Still has a good amount of Banelings, though. A lot of Lings coming out, and a Nidus Worm as well. This CC can't land because of this annoying burrowed Zergling. That is some value right there. You want this CC being halfway done with the PF, but instead, it's not done at all. And so Maru has to keep his, like, pressions over here slightly longer just to make sure this PF can finish up. Making him sluggish. Or appear sluggish at least. Serral with the moves, and some queens getting killed there. The Ghosts holding their ground. Oh, the Banelings and the Lings get the move command into the army. Now we see some decent splits, but is it enough? Nice personal cloaking. These Ghosts keeping themselves alive, but we do have some Overseers that need to get targeted down right away. And Maru survives that onslaught from Serral units. More Serral units coming in. And these Lings, oh, nice raise of the depot. This tank keeps himself alive. Has +1 as well. Do we have any more tanks? Or, well, we have 2 tanks. What is this +1 attack for? For the vehicles. Widowmines don't benefit from that at all. We do see the +1 plating as well, keeping his medevacs and his Widowmines alive versus the Hydra count that has been established. Only 7, though. 2 Vipers in the back. Serral playing it clean. Maru feeling good, but instead not feeling good anymore. He walked into creep. He's like, what are you gonna do? And Serral's like, this is what I'm gonna do. And he's like, oh, right. Yeah, that's a pretty good answer, actually. Just fully surrounding my army and killing it. It's a pretty good answer. Banelings on top of the PF. Make sure that goes down as well. And Maru is holding on. But how long can he keep holding on? Because he's just losing bases left and right, and then left again, and then right again. And when he tries to do it back to Serral, Serral just gives him a big bear hug with Banelings. Now that does sound painful, because it is. Bottom base also getting taken, and Serral making sure that he has more bases than Maru can take without, well, forcing him out of the map. Maru walks down this ramp, clicks down the hatchery, does get the cancellation, and the Lings start to get this around. Nice splits here by Maru, and it's off of creep, so getting some decent trades. We do see the parasitic bomb kills 3 medevacs at least. I mean, my eyes can't be everywhere. Vipers just taking down this hatchery. Serral's like, yeah, this hatchery is gonna die. I'm gonna help it a little bit. Oh no, they're on the spore, actually. My bad, my bad. Nidus Worm in the main of Maru, whilst the A move of Serral occurs. And stays onto creep, but very nicely here. More reinforcing Zerglings coming in with +3 Carapace. They will stay alive and provide a lot of buffer for the Hydras. We see the Nidus coming in into the main as well. Second Nidus being placed. These Ghosts trying to stand their ground. They're cloaked. They can't die. And one Lurker got out, but is taken down. And wow, Maru defends barely, but he does defend. One burrowed Baneling here. Does provide a lot of vision. Look at that. That's how much vision a burrowed unit provides. That's pretty good. Now the Nidus going down, and now Serral's ready to lurker drill into Maru. 5 lurkers on the map. Serral burrows his drone in the corner. Oh, here come the lurkers. I mean, Maru scanned this, but now the lurker's forcing Maru's hand. He's like, Maru, show me where your ghosts are. Show me a couple liberators, baby. Or, well, pay the tax. Pay the repair tax. Maru just ignoring the lurkers here. He's like, well, if I have to repair with a couple units, that's fine. Liberator comes in to try and stop these lurkers. That's a lot of scans you have to pay, though. And now Maru finally is going to get rid of that hatchery, but it's been mining for a long time. The siege tanks and the widow mines in the back. Try to deal as much damage as possible. The bio retreating. And Serral loses a lot of units again, but it's never all of his units. He always has more units in the back, and Serral's now defending a base that doesn't even exist. One infestor, and we've seen what a fungal can do from Serral. Oh, nice fungal onto almost all of that bio. One little clump from Maru. That feels bad, dude. You are splitting the entire time, and the one time you A-move to a spot, Serral just moves back. Immediately, because of that, your units will start clumping. And that's when Serral fungals you and A-moves you while still putting these these lurkers in the back of your base. Putting these lurker spines into your back. And those hurt. Those hurt a lot. And on the other side of the map, Lurker, or Serral. He's not called Lurker now, is he? Just doing a counterattack. A mass link, couple banelings and hiders in the back. We have the Vipers joining as well. And wow, these SCVs just have to go away. It's an orbital now. Maru's like, I'm done PFing, dude. It's too expensive for me right now. And the banelings are going to kill them anyways. And Serral just retaking these hatcheries, even making a Nidus Worm here, mobilizing his lurkers even more. And if they're not burrowed and they start getting sniped, you can even put them into the Nexus, or the Nidus. And Serral, so confident, goes off of creep, goes in with a lot of cracklings, couple banelings still in the mix. Just pushing Maru back, and if you look at Maru's supply, it's getting harder and harder for Maru to stay in this game, and he feels the same. He agrees that he needs to tap out here. G to the G. I mean, those Niduses must be wearing on you as well. Every time you hear a Nidus and you don't know where it is, you're like, oh no. Oh no, there's like a Nidus over there, or over here, or over here, or over here. Like, the lurkers can come from anywhere. There could even be infestors in those Nidai, and like going out and burrowing and then moving like 2 inches and just sitting there. Like, you haven't had any chance to block those infestors out. Although for Maru, there's not any like mobile detection or forward turrets or anything, but those infestors, if you can't catch him sneaking up behind you, it's very scary. Same with the lurkers. Serral, very convincing. 2-0. Let's see if Maru can take it back in game number 3. And for game number 3, we load up into Abyssal Reef. Maybe this 2018 map will help Maru get back into form and mount a comeback here in this best of 5 versus Serral, going for a low ground wall. And the first game looked pretty promising for Maru. Game number 2, pretty dominating by Serral. I'm liking this style a lot. Look at all the tools that Serral is using that honestly 5 years ago no Zerg was using in such a fashion versus Terran. We were still kind of confused that we weren't playing Ling Bane anymore. We were just playing Ling Bane Hydra every game. Or die trying. But now, the Nidai, or the Niduses, a little bit of sprinkling of both Vipers and Infestors. We see a decent Hydra count, not too high. And also the Ling drops. They could be Lurker drops. They could be Baneling drops. Haven't seen a Brofester hit squad yet out of Serral, but maybe this game. Now, before the action kicks off, be sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you. If you want to see more Homestory Cup, then this is the place to be. Going to be finishing up the playoffs in the coming weeks. And then we head into the group stages as well. Cast a couple games from there. If you want to see any of those, leave them in the comments. Just tell me like, oh, this group stage game was awesome, or I haven't seen this one cast yet. I want to see it. I'll be happy to oblige. And of course, I was on a holiday for a short while, so this video is probably a day late. And, you know, you were getting them like one every 2 days, but I'm trying to up the upload schedule a little bit now. So if you like StarCraft, for sure they'll stay informed however way you wish. And Maru going for a marine opener here. It's like, this is Abyssal Reef. You can't hide your Overlord on like a nice little side blocking pillar. I guess you can put it over there. Oh, these Marines actually not going to get the kill on the Overlord. That is a little rough for Maru here. Serral keeps it alive. We do get a fast factory, and Serral runs in with the Lings. Gets the scout. Well, we kind of knew this already, but now it's going to keep this Zergling around and see the second gas as well. So knows that it's not like an instant third CC, although I see 400 minerals here. We might just be seeing that anyways. Starport is going up. This Zergling is probably not going to scout that. It's going to die to this Marine, but this Zergling comes in, sees the starport as well. If you're a Maru fan, this is already looking a little rough. He saw the tech lab as well, now that he's gone. It's a song as well, right? Now that you're gone. Do 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 do. Yeah, great. Thank you. Hellions going across the map with these two Marines. Marines are ready to throw themselves away. Let's see if they're A-moved. They are A-moved, so they might just shoo this Overlord away a little bit too much. And the Queen comes out. These Marines, they just don't care. Oof, that one Marine. Back to the surface you go. And no third command center for Maru just yet. Is getting in a tech lab on his barracks. This SCV, though, wants to put down the CC, and he puts it down. No Lings across the map this time around, and oh, these Hellions don't get surrounded by the Lings. Nice control by both players. And now we do finally see the Cloaked Banshees. Maru faked it in game number 1. And now is actually performing it in game number 3. The creep already pretty far out here for Serral. It's pretty easy to keep your Terran opponent away. Serral not blocking this ramp with a Evo Chamber and this Roach Warren. He's making this Roach Warren in the back. Decent drone count. Is he going to make a bunch of Roaches here and move across the map? Or is it just purely defensive? Does he want to play that little bit of Roach, then go into the Lingbane, make them into Ravagers? Because we've seen Serral do that against Clement. And that did look pretty strong. You just have enough Ravagers to deal with Liberators, tanks, Widowmines. Like in low numbers, Corrosive Biles are sick. And if you see an angle, you could even just run in with like 20 Roaches. Double NG base starting a bunch of more barracks are being added on here by Maru. And Stim is underway as well. Oh, we found him again. We found him again. But this time he's slightly closer. A random shark on this map. Oh, double Cloaked Banshee comes in, one-shotting those droners. And we see 5 drone kills in this game, so equaling game number 1 here is Maru. Hasn't taken any huge damage from a 4 Zergling run by either. So we might just have a match on our hands. Maru's making a lot of stuff, so that looks promising. Lots of barracks coming up. And 1-1. Almost halfway done. And we see 1-1 for the Roaches here for Serral. And Maru is none the wiser. Let's see if this is just going to be a 1-1 Roach max and just run across the map and try to kill your opponent into Banshees. That... like, it always feels bad because Banshees, well, can't be hit by Roaches, no matter how hard you try. These Queens almost take care of one of the Banshees, and these Banshees are always going to be annoying as long as they are alive, and especially if you try to take an early 4th. And these Banshees just happen to be near, which they often are, kind of patrolling your creep path. Then you might just lose that 4th base. Maybe even without a cancellation. Ooh, Maru showing a lot of mech here. Is this... No, this is not mech, but he's kind of like hinting at it. It's like, you only see 2 naked Marines that don't show combat shields yet? Maybe I'm going mech.
Creep tumor under attack.
And he did see that extra barracks being built, so you almost know, and now you know for sure. The double Marine drop. Dude, gets almost nothing done. 1-1 is ready, and Serral's just hitting that Roach key. He's getting our Hydra then behind it. Roach Hydra, what year is this? Just getting the Roaches, getting into the Hydra Lurker, I would presume. I did see the Infestation Pit, so Hive should be coming up as well. Let's see if Serral ever clears his own rocks over here or over here. Because siege tanks can be very annoying on this map. A couple Ravagers are going to come out, and the Marines pounce on these Queens, and they just run away. And Overseer does go down, and these Marines overstep a little bit. Roach is coming from the back, but there's another double drop here. Maru is unloading it slightly out of vision, he hoped. But actually, Serral does see it. Banshees get warded away. And another drop comes in from Maru. Trying his 2-prong style once again into the Roaches is going to be more annoying for Serral. Because Roaches are a little bit more immobile than their Zergling counterpart. Oh, these Banshees just try to force this a little bit too much into 3-4 Queens and 2 Spores. If you'd flown into the main, just sit in the corner, wait for some energy, you might get a bunch of kills in the main, but... Lurkerden has been scouted, though, by Maru, so he knows what he's up against. He's getting tanks. Is he going to add on a second factory? He's just moving out right now, trying to put a lot of pressure on this 4th base. It is very annoying when siege tanks get set up behind that mineral line, but Serral might have enough corrosive biles ready. I only see the 1 tank here. Oh, 3 more are going to join in. And do we have any Hellbats here on the high ground, or is it just bio being dropped? It is just bio. And Maru sets his tanks up, starting to push this 4th base. Corrosive biles go down. Boom. That's the first tank down. Good job by Serral. Now more tanks are coming in, but this top tank again can get taken down by the Ravagers. Lurkers are actually being produced and coming out. Is Serral going to forfeit this 4th base? We do have another base underway. And this is a very, very gnarly position here for Maru. Serral, is he going to move off a creep here or just try to get in, secure the space for his Lurkers? And this base almost down now. I mean, I don't think Serral's going to try and commit and push this away. He's just slowing this down as much as possible. And now, Maru, what's the next step? Kind of want to have this area now to push this base. You could come from the right side. There's not a lot of creep there. Maru leaves a way bigger force on the left side than he did before, but he's stimming into a bunch of Lurkers. But his micro is impressive because he didn't take a bajillion damage, which I feel like all of us would if we stimmed into a Lurker line. Now that's 4 siege tanks there. I don't see any Vipers, even though we have a Hive. So Serral set on dealing with that in a different way, wants to have enough units on the map to stay alive. Now Maru converging onto these destructible rocks, and he drops his army on the other side. It can get bull rushed here by Serral. We actually do see a Viper now. 1 Viper is all we get. Maybe it was already there and I didn't see it. But... Oh, Viper's here. I'm here for the yoink. Gets the yoink. And 1 tank does go down. And that's 4 tanks remaining. And if I'm correct, it's only 1 factory. Only 1 factory tank. Maru's adding on a lot of Marauders to make up for the difference. And now getting Ghosts as well. I wonder what would have happened if Maru added that second factory and just had more tanks here. How do you deal with that as Serral? Guess it would make it more worth it to make more Vipers there. And then suddenly you might just be losing a lot of expensive expensive factories. Oh my god, the lurker run-bys here from Serral. Holy. The 9 drones have already died, and some units as well. Wow, Serral putting the pressure back onto Maru. Maru retreats all the way back to behind his third base. That's how far back he had to go. Now that gives Serral the map. And into Maru, I think that's what Serral prefers. Because now, if Maru wants to move out, he has to move through Serral's army and all of his tricks. The lurkers, the vipers, the corrosive biles. Oh, this tank runs back. And Serral pounces. Gets the yoink. I was expecting a cloud, but he goes for a yoink instead. Oh, the lurkers on the right side get picked off. Nice job by Maru. Hopefully doesn't lose too much bio there. And both players almost maxed out. Maru securing his 4th base nicely. Still making 1 factory tanks. 5th base slightly delayed. And here we go, 4 more lurkers in Overlord drops heading towards the main base. We do see a sensor tower being built, if I can ever select it. There we go. And Maru goes in with a little drop ski. Oh, that's a lot of Hydras. We did not expect a lot of Hydras from game 1 and number 2. But Serral is just going into range upgrades. And the dropper lords are on the move, going into the natural. And just Hydra Viper here. Hydra Lurker Viper. Prophesized as the ultimate composition. But behind it we do see Baneling being added in. Banelings are pretty good. Double drop going to the left side. Serral, this Overlord. Remember this Overlord for your games. It's seen a lot. And, ooh, the Lurkers come down. The scan comes down. And now the snipes as well. And not enough snipes to instantly incinerate all of the lurkers, so they do get off a couple of attacks, but only 4 CVs dying, a couple bio units, and the bio in the main has 3-3, clicking down the queens, and just queens is not enough. So this is doing some good damage. The Roach Ravager is coming back into the base, but there's no infestors, and they aren't as good as they used to be at the start of Legacy. Hydras at the side, making sure that this multi-prong from Maru is being punished heavily. If you just blindly A-move 2 medevacs worth of units into Serral, he's going to punish you with his Vipers and his Hydras now. And the parasitic bomb does go down, drops a Marauder so that the Marauder can sit here. This Marauder just wants to die. He's like, please rebuild me at home. It's kind of like a Robocop. Oh my god, that's a lot of lurkers. 12 lurkers on the map. So we're just kind of daring Maru to come forward. Maru, 15 ghosts. He's like, nah, I think I'm a turtle it up a little. Gets another sensor tower, but lurkers are moving in. They burrow in front of the Terran base. This is really cool. Because if Maru move commands out of his base, he's going to lose a lot of units. And the counter siege does occur. Very nice job. Snipes go down on 1 Viper. And lurkers, they make sure this 4th base cannot be mined from. Serral doing a nice counter move. Oh my god, crushes through the defense at the bottom as well. And Maru loses his 5th base there. Serral's so good at this type of play. These lurkers getting so much value. They were being ignored. And look at how much damage is being done by them. They're still alive. The last units remaining are lurkers, and that's not what you want to see. More SCVs dying on this map. Maru dipping below 60. 3 CCs are in the air, and he's just not mining unless it's his natural on main base. Dude, he's getting owned. Serral. He's got the schmoves. 4 medevacs in the air as well. Dude, the Vipers are doing their job. We do have 4 tanks and 12 ghosts. So Maru probably can keep himself alive, but this defensive position is not working for him. He can't defend this ledge and also this base at the same time. Doesn't have like 4 tanks up there, and even if he had, the Vipers would just yoink them down. Maru trying to remax here. He has taken a significant hit into his economy and his army count. If he can remax and take a good trade, might be able to get back into this, but Serral Starting to build up the bank, starting to build up the upgrades. And Ling Lurker runs in. All of that from one side. The Vipers come from the top as well. And they overrun this 5th base position. And what do? SFEs go down. A couple tanks went down. And the wave dash forward doesn't quite get the opportunity to click down that command center. These tanks now shelling to their heart's content. But is it enough? The Lurkers go down. They kill the one tank. This tank still in reach of those Lurkers, and we have a lot of ghosts here, but how many Overseers are this? This is 5 Overseers on siege mode. Very hard to snipe all of those. The ghosts go in, try to snipe the Lurkers. They don't want to get yoinked by the Vipers either. And Maru is a little brokey, so doesn't want to have to spend a lot of money replenishing those ghosts anytime soon. Still has 11 remaining, or elf. If you want a Dutch word thrown in there. Maru, again, reestablishes his 5th base, but is looking rough. Like, Serral's just beating him into the ground, and it's one of those old maps, so there's a lot of bases here for Serral to take and just keep the waves coming. Yeah, not even trading that inefficiently. Wow, dude. Little bit of lag going on, and the Lurkers come into the main again. Serral's like, well, deal with my Lurkers. They're kind of like Liberators. You're always going to lose something dealing with them. Oh no, and Maru gets a line of bio. A moved in there. And on the other side, Serral just crushes into the 5th base once again. The PF goes down. The Hydras in the back just eat everything up. The Vipers make sure that there's enough for the Hydras to kill. And now the Lurkers are even going to get out? The ghosts didn't get the snipes off? Oh no. Dude. I feel like we're getting to a place where you just need to have like 2 bunkers full of bio in your main as a Terran. Like, how do you deal with these Niduses? Maybe you need like 1 or 2 battle cruisers so you could just Yamato cannon them down. I don't know if that one-shots them, but you can teleport on them and Yamato cannon them. So that might be pretty good. Serral goes into the last Maru base that has any minerals remaining. The 4th base goes down. The 5th base has been reestablished, but the 3rd base not providing much. Another Nidus Worm going down. This Overseer is just looking, and there's some Zerg force fields on the ramp as well. Maru just moving forward reluctantly, and he's like, well, I think I'm dead. Because unless he kills Serral here, Serral is going to kill all of his stuff. Gonna kill all of his production. Maru's even supply locked on 171. And Serral just moving back, making more banelings. He's like, well, if you fight on creep into my maxed out army, nothing is impossible for me. And 3-0ing Maru. Not a lot of people that can say that they did that. Serral throwing away a lot of banelings into the army of Maru, chunking it down significantly, and now rebuilding on the back of that. More Zerglings are coming out. Wow. Serral slightly on the back foot, even. Wasn't expecting to take that inefficient of a fight versus Maru on creep, but the ghosts are ghosts. And how many tanks do we have remaining? 3 on the map, 2 in the front. More banelings are being added on. Snipes going down on baneling eggs. That's how dire the situation is for Maru. Do we have personal cloaking here? Doesn't matter. There's a lot of Overseers. There's a lot of Zerg just coming down the ramps. And are you ready to receive it? Maru is not, and EGG is out. Serral gets the 3-0 victory over Maru, and it was honestly pretty convincing. He pulled out the same style 3 times in a row, and Maru, slight deviations, was going to the same place as well. And in that sense, they played a pretty similar game 3 times in a row, and Maru was like, I'll get you next time. And Serral was like, sure you will, buddy. Thank you for the money. Thanks for the money, bitch. I think that's a clip. And with that, Serral 3-0ing Maru moves on to losers round number 2. Maru out of the tournament, and Serral plays against the loser of Clem versus Gumiho. Hope you guys enjoyed some StarCraft 2 action. If you want to see more, you know what to do. I hope to see you in the next one. Cheers.